Welcome back. Here we've got Adam.
You alright?
Adam, I haven't asked you this yet. So, you're a New York Giants fan?
Yeah,
Why is that?
unfortunately. So I went to America about 11 years ago to visit cousins living out there, and he supported the New York Giants, so I just followed along. And ever since then, I've stopped talking to him because it's a life of misery, and I've hated it ever since.
All right, well, today we're just going to be going through a few trades that have happened in the NFL this offseason.
Great.
Yesterday, obviously, going through free agency. For today, we'd look more in depth at the trades that have happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, starting off, I guess we'll go with the Steelers trading tackle Marcus Gilbert to the Cardinals.
I feel the Cardinals seem to be looking like they're going to be going for a quarterback now in the draft. The fact that they're kind of reinforced.
There's a lot of rumours they're going to take Kyler Murray at number one.
Yeah. Which I think is odd. They've kind of wasted Josh Rosen.
Obviously, yeah. I feel a bit sorry. He's been linked with the Giants. I've seen. I would quite like to say that, to be honest. Him traded to the Giants.
I have no idea, quite frankly, what's going on with the Giants. Whether we're going to go for a quarterback in this draft or whatever. But the fact they're kind of reinforcing that O-line makes me think that they are going to be looking at a new quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And the Steelers are entirely collapsing. It's a big
If you had the choice now, who would you take out of Dwayne Haskins or Kyler Murray?
Haskins, probably. I know he didn't have the best 40-yard time. It was still better than Tom Brady's.
Yeah.
But just that height, he's 6'3".
Yeah.
He can bomb them deep, which is what we've always been weak at. I mean, it doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter anymore without Beckham. But I feel just his height, compared to Kyler Murray, he's 5'10" or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be able to
just 5'10", I think.
Yeah. To be able to look over that O-line and see the runs developing, I feel I just prefer Haskins.
Yeah, I also feel the sort of style quarterback that Haskins is. Pace isn't that important. He's a pure pocket passer. You won't be coming out of there often. And it also helps when you have arguably one of the best running backs in the game.
Oh, God, yeah, with Barkley. At least, if the pocket is starting to collapse around him, at least he's got Barkley just to check down to. But also with us, that O-line as well, we're making some big trades for him. I feel our pocket will hold longer rather than just... So he doesn't have to rely on his legs as heavily.
Yeah, but like you said, Marcus Gilbert going to the Cardinals, obviously bringing up a lot of rumours of which quarterback is he going to be blocking for. Is it going to be Josh Rosen? Is it going to be Kyler Murray?
I think it'll be Murray.
Obviously, a lot of injury problems last year, but he is still an upgrade to that offensive line at the end of the day.
Definitely, yeah.
Right. Next, I guess we'll go with the Giants trade that they done with the Browns, trading Oliver Vernon and Kevin Zeitler.
Yeah, I mean, just like I said before about reinforcing that O-line, getting a new guard in, because we just were weak there last season. So and the Browns' O-line was good. You saw what Mayfield could pull off with having actually a decent guard in front of him. So that's a good trade. I mean, a bit disappointed about losing Vernon, but he has struggled with injuries recently, and just have to see what happens there. He's good when he's fit, but he's been injured. He's been dealing with injuries this past season. He's not been the best for us.
I'd say obviously he's probably one of the best players in the league at his position there, Zeitler. So it's a good trade for you, so I would definitely say. I quite like it for both teams. I mean, obviously both feel the need, both sort of improving in areas that they desperately sort of needed to improve. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, financially it's not really damaging either of you.
No, it's not strained both of us. So we just have to see what happens.
Swapping picks 132 with 155 as well. That's
practically not the same pick there.
Yeah, not really that relevant. No. But so Zeitler's getting less than $15.5 million base salary, which is what he was. Oliver Vernon was set to draw. So he was actually, sort of saved a bit of money there.
Yeah, we've not stretching ourselves. I mean, I did like Vernon. He was kind of solid in our defence. But that D-line's been a mess. We need to improve that as well.
Yeah, I think
the entire Giants franchise is a mess.
And Vernon will be huge for Cleveland, obviously joining the same defensive line as Myles Garrett, Larry Ogunjobi, players like that. It's that whole Cleveland team, as we'll get onto in a bit, is just all getting better. Just strength to strength.
Definitely.
Right. Next, I guess, we will go with the Eagles trading Michael Bennett to the Super Bowl champions, the Patriots.
Didn't Bennett win the Super Bowl for the Eagles, or am I making against the Patriots?
Not sure. He might have.
I know his brother.
Yeah, his brother played for the Patriots. Yeah,
but what position? He's an edge rusher, isn't
he? Michael Bennett.
Yeah. Just filling a position the Patriots have needed. I mean, the Patriots always look solid, but just to be able to put more pressure on a quarterback, you can't really go wrong.
Yeah, I mean, last season he finished with 68 pressures, 37 hurries, 22 stops in only 716 snaps, which is pretty good.
Definitely.
But I know he had a poor first half of the season, but he definitely stepped it up in the second half of the season.
I'm glad to see him out the NFC East.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah, you'll be happy.
Glad to see him out of our division, but
you also, at the end of the day, just think any player who ends up at the Patriots is usually going to do well.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a weird. What did they get back for?
It's a pretty solid one. So the Eagles traded Michael Bennett in the 2020 7th round pick to New England Patriots for 2020 5th round pick.
All right. So they're looking at future.
Yeah. Last season, the Patriots offered a 3rd round pick for Bennett.
Oh.
But the Seahawks traded him to the Eagles. So he wasn't at the Eagles for the Super Bowl winning campaign. He was at the Seahawks.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. So obviously the Patriots have wanted him for a while now. Obviously a player. Like we said, his brother played for them as well.
Yeah. I guess
probably knew the team well before he even went there.
Yeah, probably. They probably want him for his brother. Because I read somewhere that Brady wants his brother, who's his Miles Bennett or something like that, to come out of retirement to play for the Patriots again.
Yeah.
But it's a weird one, the fact that they've now rate him lower. They've given him a lower round pick and they're still going for him.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Who knows?
I guess that's only because he's getting older, but still very solid.
True. He's not that old, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's still got years left. Especially at his position, he probably still has a few years left.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. I think he'll win a Super Bowl with the Patriots because they always win.
Oh, well, yeah, well, they're always there, so. Right, the Raiders then went on to trade Kelechi Osemele to New York Jets. The Jets been very busy this offseason, signing a lot of people.
Just signing a 6'5" offensive guard. You can't go wrong with that. Just a big guy to stand in front of Darnold, create lanes for Bell to run through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
If he's going to be the man to push people out the way for Le'Veon Bell to then run an 80-yard touchdown, the Jets are going to be happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, this also, in my opinion, makes a lot of sense for the Raiders. It was just a clear cap cut sort of trade away for them. Allowed them to bring in, obviously, Antonio Brown.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's getting all that money. They had to get rid of Cap somehow.
Yeah. They had to get rid of Cap. I think it's a good signing for the Jets, definitely.
Mm-hmm. I think also his time was up in Oakland, I guess. He really needs to bounce back.
He's been there for 4 years.
Yeah, to be fair, I think the Jets are becoming quite an attractive team to a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely. That hurts. As a Giants fan, that really hurts.
Right, now we'll move on to, I don't want to say the big quarterback moves, but sort of big.
Yeah.
First off, Joe Flacco going from the Ravens to the Broncos.
Well, he was never going to stay at the Ravens after Lamar Jackson's breakout season. He had an incredible season. It wasn't so good in the playoffs, but to get them there, I felt Jackson was always going to be their starter for this upcoming season. And of course, Flacco then has to look after his own interests. who actually wanted to play football.
Yeah, I mean, he's still starting quality quarterback.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think he'll definitely start for the Broncos.
Yeah.
But you've got to look after your own interests, make some money, and look after his own family. So I guess it was kind of not an obvious move, but a move that had to be done away from the Ravens.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, won a Super Bowl MVP there.
Yeah.
But, definitely. You can't stay around playing forever, especially when they've got to put their faith in Jackson.
Yeah, I felt now that they've got a quarterback, and I think they're looking at him to be the franchise quarterback now.
Oh, yeah, I definitely think he has the potential to. I was surprised he dropped I think it was 30th in the draft. I thought he would have went higher than that. Did he drop to 30th? Yeah, I thought Baltimore were quite lucky to get him that low. Definitely.
But the Broncos was a weird one, I felt, because he moved before Keenum moved to the Redskins. But I didn't see the Broncos were going to be going for a quarterback. I thought they would at least give Keenum another year because they just signed him from the Vikings.
Yeah. I mean, it's a strange one, like.
I knew he was going to leave the Ravens. I didn't think he was going to join the Broncos.
Yeah, the weird thing about the Ravens, I'm just reading here that last season, after 9 games, he had completed 61.2% of his passes and threw for 2,465 yards and got 12 touchdowns. So he was literally on course for his best season as a professional. But
Keenum
after
week
Flacco? Flacco for the Ravens.
Yeah.
But I guess even having a good season, Baltimore thought, we're putting all our faith into Jackson and just committed to it.
Yeah, you've got to put faith in your young quarterbacks now, especially if you choose them in the first round. You can't afford to give them a year.
Yeah. I mean, both Flacco and Jackson, both very different style quarterbacks as well. Jackson very much emulates the sort of Michael Vick style running quarterback.
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely a different style.
Yeah. But Flacco, definitely more of a pocket passer.
But with the changing era of the NFL, where quarterbacks do have to rely on their legs, like we see, like Mahomes now, the ability for him to roll out of the pocket,
exactly,
and still
Josh
make
Allen.
Josh
Allen, perfect
example. Hurdles over the Vikings, was it?
Might be. Yeah, I think it was the Vikings actually. Yeah.
Like, it's just a different time now. Quarterbacks have to start to rely on their legs, and I think the Ravens have realised that.
Yeah.
So they're now gonna put their faith in Jackson. Because he had to used to be a running back. Like, he's too good on his legs not to have been one.
Yeah, and in return, the Ravens got a 4th rounder for this year. Once again, not that important, but
yeah, they'll just draft.
4th round, you can still get good players in the 4th round.
They'll just get someone kind of solid.
Yeah,
maybe probably like a D lineman or something like that. Especially with all the trades they've made away from that D line.
Yeah, and then as you were saying. Moving on, obviously, that trade then had a sort of butterfly effect.
Yeah.
Led to Case Keenum being traded away to another team who needs a quarterback, and the Redskins.
You think the Redskins?
NFC East rivals.
Yeah, well, I thought that was a weird move. Like, after Flacco left the Ravens to join the Broncos, you could tell Keenum was definitely leaving. There was no way they were going to have both of them playing at the same time. But the Redskins is an odd choice because I know Alex Smith broke his leg, so he's out. But I think he'll be back for the start of the new season.
Yeah.
And he's a good quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, Alex Smith's good, but like you said, very injury prone. But I also think this was a weird move. I definitely thought the Redskins would have took a quarterback in the first round.
I don't think they would.
I'm having second thoughts about that now. They still might. I know Daniel Jones is there.
Yeah.
But,
what do you think will happen to Keenum? Say Alex Smith does come back and has an amazing season. What do you reckon will happen to Keenum?
I think Keenum goes again. Goes to another team who needs a backup quarterback or someone to fill it.
Yeah, someone just to fill the position while their quarterback's
maybe in. Miami next year for Keenum. Yeah, have a nice little holiday break in
all the Lions,
Florida.
Detroit.
Yeah.
But I think if Alex Smith comes back, I think he'll probably head to Miami because Tannehill's on his way. He's not been great.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's other teams who I think have quarterbacks at the minute who could be out on their way soon. I think Andy Dalton at Cincinnati ain't going to last much longer.
I mean, if you've got the choice between, because I think the Dolphins, the Bengals, and the Lions are probably all about at the same level. Yeah. Maybe the Bengals are a bit lower. And if they were all offering around the same contract, you'd just live in Miami, though, wouldn't you? You wouldn't want to live in just for the son. Yeah. It'd be nicer for his family. Like I said, at the end of the day, the players have to look after themselves.
Yeah, you want to be playing.
You want to be playing, and you want to be playing someplace you actually enjoy.
Yeah. I mean, I saw, this is unrelated, but I saw Terry Bridgewater re-signed with New Orleans today, whereas he's a Miami native.
Yeah.
Well, and I thought that was a bit of a strange one, turning down the opportunity to start in his hometown in favour of being a backup in New Orleans. It just seemed a bit strange to me, but
he probably just,
money, who knows?
He's probably got a better chance of getting a Super Bowl ring at the Saints.
Yeah, that's quite important as well, I guess. And that might seem playing on the side.
New Orleans isn't that far from Florida. Like, it's not a huge gap.
Yeah. Well, pretty much bordering states, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. So I guess he's not that far from home.
Yeah.
And he probably knows that Drew Brees is going, and if he can prove himself that he can play starter, he might think, I've got a chance of being the starter for the Saints.
Yeah, like you were saying, I mean, Keenum, obviously, like the ultimate journeyman quarterback. He's been with the Broncos last year, the Vikings the year before.
He had an amazing year at the Vikings, took him to the divisional round.
Yeah, he was with the Rams for 2 seasons before that, and then the Texans in 2014. He's been all over the place.
Yeah. At least he's seen a lot of America.
Yeah, and I mean, altogether, his record as a starter is 26 wins, 28 losses. He's passed for 12,661 yards and has 64 touchdowns, but 42 interceptions. Not the worst. Pretty average stats.
Average stats. He seems to be just that quarterback where you just need to wait a year. You have him for a year until the next round of the drafts, I think. So I'm surprised he didn't go to Jacksonville, actually, with that Bortles whole situation.
So you think they should
again, just odd ones.
You think they should have got Keenum instead of...
maybe not instead of Nick Foles.
Nick Foles.
I felt that Nick Foles trade was an odd one because I was listening to your podcast. Yeah. And I felt that trade itself wasn't odd. But I thought I was coming on it, so I might as well listen to it.
You should have been, but...
I should have been on it, but, technical difficulties and all that. But I felt... me personally, I thought that was a very, temporary solution to a permanent problem Jacksonville have had. Nick Foles is not an amazing quarterback, and I see Jacksonville... He's about the same as Blake Bortles. I think Jacksonville have been fooled by the fact that he's a Super Bowl MVP, and that they're going to be in 2 years' time, they're thinking we need a new quarterback.
Could be a bit of Giants fan bias coming out here.
Could be a bit of Giants fan bias.
Personally, I'm a big fan of Nick Foles. I don't look at the stats with him. I just think he's just a very cool quarterback. He usually gets the job done if he needs to come in.
Oh, yeah, there's no one I'd rather have. If I was down a touchdown, 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, no one I'd rather have than Nick Foles in that pocket. The way he can control an offense, get the ball out of play to stop the clock, there's no one I'd rather have.
I mean, this could also be a bit of bias from me, but I thought he done the job against the Bears in this year's Super Bowl. He just came in when he was needed, got the job done.
Yeah, exactly.
Got Philly to the Super Bowls in the first place because obviously... with Wentz getting injured, he needed to come in and do his job.
The fact he came into Carson Wentz's team and won a Super Bowl with them is incredible. I
know a lot of Eagles fans. One of my mates is an Eagles fan, and he was personally disappointed that they got rid of him because he said he thinks Nick Foles is better than Carson Wentz.
I think they're both young. Well, Carson Wentz, he's only in his second year. Yeah, second year. It's his team. He's their franchise quarterback. If they can keep him healthy, I think he's better than Nick Foles.
Yeah.
But I just think that bit of experience that Foles have, being able to read a defense, knowing whether it's a cover or a blitz or a man, and throwing it to places that I don't think Wentz will be able to, makes him better. But give it time, and I see Wentz passing Foles.
Yeah, I agree. I think if you're going to put faith into one to be your starting quarterback, you've got to show faith in Wentz.
Oh, definitely.
Nick Foles getting on a bit in his 30s now, you can't rely on him for the future. You've got to just keep building on Wentz, keep showing faith in him, show him that you want him. He's your quarterback.
Definitely.
I think it's important just to do that.
I mean, even without Nick Foles, if Wentz stays healthy for the season, I think they're going to... Because he's never played in playoffs. The 2 times the Eagles have made it, he's not played in it.
Yeah, that's a problem with Wentz. He's very injury prone. He's shown that in the last 2 years.
Thing is, I think I have zero doubt about it. I think the Eagles will top the NFC East.
Really?
Yeah, I think maybe the Cowboys, maybe the Redskins.
I think the Cowboys,
second.
For most people, would be favourites.
But
no one has went back to back in the NFC East since 2003. So you could be right.
It's because we're all awful. That's why. But I just think the Eagles will top it. Again, their franchise looks just overall more stable than the rest of us.
Yeah.
Especially with what the Giants are doing in this offseason.
Where do you think the Giants will finish?
Oh, Bob.
Dare I ask?
We're tanking. I just think we're tanking this season. We're going to do a Browns.
Yeah, I mean, it's worked for them. It's coming coming up good now.
Hopefully in 2 years we'll be the one laughing at Browns fans.
Trade for OBJ, who knows?
Get him back.
You could do it for a wide receiver like it.
I think we'll go for Metcalf. In
the draft. You still think that? Even after you signed Golden Tate?
Not now that we've signed Golden Tate.
All right.
But
before that,
I did think. I thought he was going to go... After we got rid of OBJ, I thought he was going to go in our 6th round. Our 6th pick, sorry, not 6th round.
I was going to say, if he fell that low, it would have been a surprise.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But with Shermer clearly showing faith in Manning for another season, which as much as it pains me to say, and there's better quarterbacks coming through next year.
Oh, yeah, definitely. A lot of good quarterbacks in the draft for next year.
Yeah, I just don't know. I'll just have to see what we do.
Next year, you've got you Justin Herberts and players like that. A lot of good quarterbacks are going to be coming through next year.
So I don't know, because it's such a defense-heavy draft, and that's always been a weak spot for the Giants.
Yeah.
I don't know whether we're just going to go for our defense. Who knows?
Yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, Blake Bortles, I don't know. I guess...
I don't know where he's going to end up.
Yeah, it's a weird one for him. I mean, no one's really... I haven't seen any rumours linking them anywhere.
Nah, 4th from grace, that
Yeah, I mean, obviously NFC... Well, not NFC, AFC final, championship
loss to the Patriots. I think maybe a backup for Mahomes at the Chiefs.
Maybe, yeah.
That's the only place I could see him going to.
I mean, I personally have a bit of a soft spot for Blake Bortles. He played for UCF. Good university team. And I've always had a soft spot for Jacksonville. I really like their team, some of their players. But I do think it was right to let him go. I do think he's not good enough to be a starting quarterback at the end of the day.
I don't know what's happened to him. He was incredible last season.
Yeah.
Well,
I do think he was sort of carried a bit, though, by their defence. And I think Leonard Fournette was unbelievable that year. Incredible.
1,000-yard season for a rookie.
Yeah, just unbelievable. I don't know what happened to him last year.
He got injured.
Disappointing for him. But even when he came back, he just didn't seem...
I think it was the New York Giants injured him in the first game.
Wow.
And,
horrible.
We're awful people. But I think it was like a knee injury, and it just kept niggling at him and kept going at him. So, because there was times where he would come off at halftime, mid games, because the knee, or it was a hamstring, something on his legs, just wasn't feeling right for him. And obviously, because he's only in his 2nd year, he doesn't want that affecting the rest of his career.
Yeah, of course.
And such a quality running back. He doesn't want that to affect the rest of his career.
I mean, despite last season, I'm still excited to see what he can do this year.
Oh, definitely. I think
Jacksonville could bounce back heavily this year.
That AFC South is going to be interesting to watch.
Very close. Very close. I mean, I think people are saying the Colts are going to walk away with it, but the Colts could easily finish, who knows, 3rd. I think every team in that division is good enough to come first. I think the Texans could come first. I think Jacksonville could come first. The Titans,
if they got
Titans could
do
something.
Decent wide receiver, and they'll be all right.
Yeah, I know you signed Golden Tate. I thought, like I said in the podcast yesterday, I think Golden Tate would have been perfect to go there.
Yeah, I'm interested to see whether Golden Tate will be the number 1 choice, like the number 1 wide receiver at the Giants, or whether
or Shepard,
or still in Shepard, because
that'll be interesting.
I think Golden Tate is probably just better,
Yeah.
But obviously, Manning's played with Shepherd for a good few years now. 4 years, I think it is now.
I also think Golden Tate's quite a smart divisional signing because he's going to have a lot of inside information on that Eagles offense for next year.
Yeah, definitely. He knows Wentz. He knows who Wentz likes to fall back on.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Not just Wentz. He'll know the routes that.
Yeah.
He'll have sat in that wide receiver room. He'll know the routes. He'll know the playbook.
Yeah. They'll probably be changing up that playbook, but just by looking at the way they're lining up, he can probably tell Shermer what's about to happen.
Yeah, definitely.
It'll be strange. People are going on about the Giants' offense being weak now, but I think it's kind of just turned into an average one.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's.
It's not the worst offense.
No,
I say that.
Not at all.
I say that now. We're going to put up no points. But with the likes of Evan Engram, Sterl Shepard, and now Golden Tate, like there is some weapons.
And Barkley.
Oh God, yeah. I was just thinking of passing options there, and Barkley to run around. I don't think you can rule
I was saying
out
to James yesterday. I think Barkley will be quite a lot of people's number one picks in fantasy.
Definitely. I was actually talking to James today to see whether he was going to choose it or not, and he didn't give me an answer.
Oh, not good for you.
No, it's fine. I'll just take Andrew Luck, so he'll be all right.
Yeah. So if you had the choice now, would you take Dwayne Haskins with the number 6 pick, or Kyler Murray, or keep Eli for another year, sort of tank this season out, forget it ever happened, and take a star quarterback next year to lead the franchise?
It's hard, that. It is really hard. Because as a Giants fan, I want to see us do well now.
Yeah.
But I think...
it's normal. Sports fans are always...
You always want to see your team do well. But just thinking for the future and the future generations of Giants fans, which I don't think there's going to be many coming up soon now with OBJ leaving.
You're in New York. You are the... I know the Jets are coming up, but I still think you are the New York
team. We're the team of New York.
At the minute anyway.
I think we should keep Eli for one more season. Now that he's got a decent O-line as well, he might have a bit more time.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he's not the quickest, is he? So he
does
need that time. He does need that time.
He's old. He's getting old now. I think he'll be his 17th NFL season next season.
Oh, mad.
So he'll be about 39. He's getting old.
Yeah, he's always been a controversial figure. I remember watching that documentary where he demanded a trade from the San Diego Chargers to the Giants. So obviously he's always been a fan of you. Do you show that same respect to him? Give him a really good last year. We've got to sort of give him one last applause.
We've got to show him some respect. I mean, he's got 2 Super Bowls with us.
Yeah.
He has his time.
Yeah. I mean, the whole world salutes him for that. He stopped the Patriots both times.
Exactly. Only team to beat the Patriots twice in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, so I'll take my half to him for that. But, what a hero.
What a guy. But it's like, it's hard. It is a hard thing to think about. But I think we should just tank. And I know that's not the way Manning wants to go out.
But the Browns have shown it works.
It works. If we can,
sometimes it's the best way.
If we can tank this season, 2-14, 0-16, who knows? As long as we get a high pick and we can get a quality quarterback next year and bounce back from it, get playoffs, work on our wide receivers. Like, if we can keep Barkley happy as well, make sure he doesn't do an OBJ and throw a hissy fit and leave.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that'll happen. Barkley's still young. I think he'll realise the sort of importance that he has to the Giants.
I feel just watching him over the season, I think he's matured a lot.
Yeah, he has time on his side as well. Whereas I feel OBJ was sort of thinking, the clock's running down for me. Yeah, I want to join a team who can win now.
He's in his 6th year, 7th year coming up. Like, that is definitely kind of... He's at peak performance for wide receiver time. He wants a Super Bowl. Like, there's no doubt about it. And at the minute...
He deserves one. He deserves one at the end of the day.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we won the year before, or 2 years before.
Drafted him.
Before we drafted him. And we'll just have to see, really. I think we'll tank. I think we'll keep Manning.
Yeah, that'll be fair enough, I guess.
Feel bad for Haskins because he's been a New York boy.
Yeah, but I know people say Manning's quality's not there anymore, but I do feel like what you were saying, he does deserve sort of this last season where Giants fans can really sort of celebrate the 2 Super Bowls that he did win.
Yeah.
And just sort of accept, like, this might not be the season, but losing this season can lead to better things in the future.
Yeah, I think...
Sometimes you have to take a step back to take 2 steps forward.
Exactly. But I think what he'll do is, if this is his last season, we keep him, we draft him next year, he'll just become our backup, and he'll do what Alex Smith did to Mahomes, but from the sideline.
Yeah,
and just
sort of
coach up that quarterback, let him know what to think and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, Mahomes is sort of the poster boy for that sort of move now, isn't he? To leave someone on the side for a season, bring him in next year.
Yeah.
I can think of another good quarterback who done that, who is a Super Bowl MVP.
You say Rodgers now.
Yeah, that might be his name. Obviously, sitting the season under Brett Favre, came in the next season, absolutely dominated from the start.
Yeah.
The GOAT.
It
might be a good idea to do that with Haskins, although, well, to be fair, I guess you could sort of say the Ravens done that last season, but they decided to bring it forward.
They swapped it halfway through, yeah.
Yeah, after 9 games, they brought in
I think
Jackson.
If we do draft Haskins, he's going to be halfway through the season before he starts to play.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be fair enough as well. A lot of people think he's not starting quality yet, so that would be fair enough.
He's the best. I think he's the best quarterback in the draft.
Yeah,
definitely the best quarterback in the draft. But
you think better than Murray? A lot of people they're the 2 that people keep changing their minds on.
It is debate between them 2, but I think just his height and the way for the teams, they're better. So for the Cardinals, having Murray is better for them.
Yeah,
compared to Haskins.
Yeah, I agree. I think that system.
The systems both teams have got
and the head coach for the Cardinals, obviously strong like the Murray there.
Definitely. It's weird. The entire offseason has been odd so far.
Yeah, right. Getting on to the big trades and the notable ones. The Chiefs, very surprisingly, trading away D Ford to the 49ers for a 2020 second-round pick.
It's a big trade for the Chiefs. Like, he was one of the bright spots in that otherwise weak defense.
Yeah, Pro Bowler.
Yeah, other than Chris Jones, who Andy loves.
Yeah, Andy, a Chiefs fan who supported the Cardinals last season. Very long story. We could probably do a whole podcast on that whole situation. Actually, you know what? We're all going to do a whole podcast on that situation.
But yeah. So that's the next one. But
yeah,
it's... Looking at his stats, 13 sacks last season. I think that's just a good signing for the 49ers. I think definitely the 49ers have come out better from that than the Chiefs have.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think the 49ers...
Divisional rivals as well, isn't it?
There. The Chiefs and the 49ers are NFC, Chiefs are AFC.
Oh, of course. I think
you're thinking of... are you thinking of Oakland?
I am, yeah. I'm thinking of Oakland.
Yeah.
Because they're right next to each other. But the 49ers have definitely come off better. And I think that's worked out better for Ford as well. I'd much rather be in San Francisco than Kansas City.
I felt a bit sorry for D Ford because obviously a lot of people were blaming him for losing the AFC Championship to the Patriots for the offside call, which was his fault. But
yeah,
I don't think you can let one player define a player.
Oh yeah, well,
he's a good player.
Defense is such a team effort. Like you could argue that before that they should have stopped them. It shouldn't have even got to that 3rd and 1 or whatever it was.
I mean, that game, I remember watching, the Chiefs had an absolutely horrendous start. They would have won that game if they sorted themselves out from the off.
If their offense came out firing like they usually do,
that sort of gunslinging style.
That we're going to score more than you.
Yeah.
If they were the same Chiefs team that... I know they lost to the Rams on that Monday night game.
That was an insane game.
What was it, 53-51 or something?
Yeah, something stupid like that. It was ridiculous.
If that Chiefs team had come out absolutely firing like they were against the Rams, there was no way the Patriots were going to withstand them, no matter how much prep they'd done. The Pats were losing that. And I just think, like you say, I feel bad for D Ford. It's not his fault. It's the playoffs. Of course you're gonna have jitters. You're gonna be a bit jumpy, and you just jumped. You can't blame him for that.
Yeah,
I mean, who wouldn't want the chance to hit Tom Brady?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Every defense player who isn't at the Patriots' dream.
Oh, definitely, 100%. But 49ers will come out on top for the second round pick.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. I mean, I think he's better than the second round player, so I think if you're
he got drafted
purely off that.
He got drafted in the first round in 2014.
Yeah. Yeah, like you say, I think obviously agreeing there. I think the 49ers have came out better. It was a bit of a weird one from the Chiefs, but you can sort of see why they've done it now, bringing in Tyrann Mathieu at safety.
Yeah. And I know it sounds stupid, but you can always, you can blitz with a safety.
Yeah.
And hit that. Obviously, they'll just have to. That you could just use Tyrann Mathieu. When you want to blitz, use Tyrann Mathieu to blitz the gap that he would.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So his contract with the 49ers is 5 years for $87.5 million.
Jesus.
Quite a lot.
It's a lot of money. Well, the 49ers did have a lot of cap space, which is why I thought
they were the highest in the league.
I thought they were going to be the favourites. Yeah. I thought they were going to be the favourites after... to go after Brown. So I feel they might have gone for it, maybe. But now that they've realised that, I mean, the issue with the 49ers isn't their offense, it's their defense. With Kittle, and I think Garoppolo should be back as well.
Yeah, he will be.
That offense will do fine.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be okay. Yeah, so I'm just looking here. Ford was also the Pro Football Focus's highest rated passer. Well,
hello? Ooh. Hello?
He got 78 pressures, which was most in the league.
Sorry, I
more
lost
than JJ Watt.
What was it? Yeah, fourth highest pass rusher, was it?
Yeah, I was
highest.
Highest. He had 78 pressures, which was the most in the league. More than JJ Watt, Brandon Graham, Khalil Mack, Michael Bennett, Myles Garrett, all these players.
I think he's just quality.
He got highest.
He's a quality player, good signing for the 49ers. Filling a gap they needed to fill. Just have to see it.
Yeah. It's pretty, just a good signing for a team who
I think they're on the up. Definitely on the
recently.
Up.
Yeah, I think that's the case for a lot of teams this free agency.
I don't think they'll be going for playoffs with the likes of the Rams and the Seahawks still in that division.
No.
But I definitely think they'll be on the up.
Yeah. I think they'll get more wins than last year for sure. Right. Next we have Antonio Brown, probably one of the more controversial signings in this offseason. Obviously forcing his way out the Steelers and going to the Oakland Raiders.
Exciting time to be a Raiders fan, definitely. With the new signing of Brown and a new city and a new stadium. Being a Raiders
fan next year.
Fan/player is definitely... It's one of the better times to be supporting that franchise. But I feel bad for the Steelers. I feel like they've been hard done by Le'Veon Bell and Brown, throwing hissy fits and leaving.
I would definitely say Brown as well. I think Bell, fair enough. He didn't think he was getting the money that he deserved, but I think Brown obviously had completely different problems.
He just didn't like the ownership, and there's better ways to dealing with that than
there's better ways of going about it.
Throwing up a fit and refusing to play.
I also think Ben Roethlisberger really didn't do much wrong. Well, from the outside looking in, it seems like that anyway. And although it could be a completely different story in reality, Big Ben might be sort of this monster who no one likes to play with, but it doesn't seem like that when you watch them.
It does,
so I guess we'll never find out how much of that is true.
I watched a mic up thing, and Brown and Big Ben seemed to get on well. In the time that they were talking. But it's odd what Joe Gruden's done. Like, he's on £100 million, the head coach, for 4 years. And he's promised to make a young Raiders team, but instead he's signed a 30-year-old diva who throws a hissy fit every time the ball's not thrown at him.
Yeah, it's a weird... I mean, obviously it's a good signing, but it is a weird one.
Yeah, I don't know how many years Brown's got left in him. The quality... I mean, he's a quality wide receiver, one of the best in the league.
I would say as well, up until the last few weeks, I would never have saw him going to the Raiders. I thought the 49ers and him were a lock.
I thought the 49ers,
like destined.
He clearly wants to be that star man in a big city.
Oh, he will relish being the main man in Vegas next year.
Oh god, yeah, he'll absolutely love it. I don't think his head can get much bigger, but I'm sure it will. But it's just you've got to feel bad for the Steelers. For what's happened to that franchise. They seem to... I'm not the Steelers fans. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That entire franchise has imploded in the space of one season, from absolutely dominating the AFC North to now looking like they're going to be third.
Yeah, maybe. I can't remember for the last few years seeing anything like this. What's happened at the Steelers?
Absolutely not.
It's bizarre. It's having you two, I would say their two best players have just walked away.
I mean, we can't write the Steelers out yet with...
you can never write out the Steelers. Never.
With Connor and Smith-Schuster now coming in.
And they signed Dante Moncrief yesterday as wide receiver number 2.
But there you are, now that they're splitting up. Like, Smith-Schuster and Connor are both... They're all they're Pro Bowlers.
Yeah.
They're amazing players both. I mean, they're not on Brown and Bell's level, but they'll still get the job done.
But they could get there, both of them.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely Smith-Schuster. He definitely has a future, a really good future.
Guy, he's an incredible wide receiver. He's taller than Antonio Brown, which is always helpful. Like you being able to throw that ball high up and like away from a defender, because you know Smith-Schuster will get that.
Yeah.
But they're not on their level yet, but I think in a few years, maybe they will get there.
Yeah.
And maybe not throw the hissy fit that Steelers want them to.
Yeah,
want them to.
I also think the worst thing to come out of this for the Steelers is all the dead money that's been left behind from this.
Yeah. They have lost a lot of money since.
I mean, I couldn't find the exact figure, but it is quite a lot of dead money that they just have now.
Yeah, with Bell now walking out of his contract, that's money gone with him.
Yeah.
Brown walking out of his contract, that's money gone with him. Like, neither of them were at the end. Because this whole Le'Veon Bell situation started because he wasn't getting the new contract he felt he deserved.
Well, I feel with Brown and Bell, you say that the Steelers are one of the main contenders for a Super Bowl.
Oh, definitely.
It's as simple as that.
I definitely thought in the off-season they were going to be before the situation of Bell and before the situation of Brown, they were going to go far in the playoffs, maybe even pushing for a Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I don't see why the Steelers just didn't pay Bell. I mean, the Jets have signed him for $52 million.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and Bell, I don't know if you'll agree with this, but James said on the podcast yesterday he thinks Bell is the best running back in the league.
No, definitely not.
Who would you say?
Saquon Barkley.
Fair enough.
No, I think the NFC running backs are definitely better with Todd Gurley, Ezekiel Elliott, Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
And Barkley.
Aaron Jones.
Definitely. The four of them are the best running backs. I mean, personally, I don't like Elliott, but that could be Giants bias coming in.
Yeah, I mean, Ezekiel Elliott, very quick, little nimble player. His height probably does him a lot of favours.
His ability to change running style.
Yeah.
A bit like Barkley.
He's very agile.
Yeah, like him and Barkley are their ability to go from someone that will break tackles to someone that will run away from a defender.
Yeah.
Like that They throw different shades up at defences, so you never really know what's going to hit them. And I don't think Le'Veon Bell has that in his arsenal.
Well, I do think Bell has which could give him a case over running backs, is that he's a good catcher as well. He's sort of like a hybrid running back wide receiver.
I mean, his patience as well on him. He's different. He's good for a different reason.
And I think the guy who would have been most happy about the Le'Veon Bell situation will be Sam Darnold. His life's been 100%. Made so much easier.
Weight taken off his shoulders now.
He's not the main guy anymore. Yeah, he does always. Bell.
Oh yeah, I don't know. The thing is with Darnold, he's a bit more arrogant probably than Baker Mayfield. Out of those two quarterbacks.
Yeah,
he's a bit more arrogant. But I think he's going to like the fact that now he doesn't have to worry about constantly having to produce.
But yeah,
he can just dump stuff to Bell.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like you were saying, that obviously the Jets offensively not that good last season. Isaiah Corral was their running back. They couldn't really rely on him a lot.
Huge upgrade.
Yeah,
massive upgrade. But
going back to the Steelers. Oh, yeah. Going back to the Steelers, a lot of people think they could have got quite a bit more for Brown, even though he did want to leave. Some people are saying the Raiders last year traded away Amari Cooper for 2 first round pick from the Cowboys.
The Raiders
don't
know how to trade.
I think for Brown they got a 5th and a 3rd rounder.
The Steelers have been robbed there, I think.
I would probably agree. I think despite the whole situation, even when you look at it, and he was always going to leave, I still think you could have got so much more for a player of Brown's caliber.
They've been absolutely robbed. For the weird trade away of Khalil Mack and Amari Cooper last season, to then be able to essentially rob the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know whether the Steelers just wanted him out of that franchise.
Yeah, it makes you think, were they really looking for the best option, or were they just going, look, Brown, wherever you're happy, you can leave?
Yeah. It's if we're only going to be happy once you're out of this franchise.
Because obviously last week, he was supposedly going to Buffalo, but he didn't seem too happy with that. He sort of ended that deal himself.
He's a little diva, isn't he? I feel with Brown, everything has to be about him. And when it was we're trading you to Buffalo, and then he was like, no, I'd rather just throw a hissy fit in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think in his mind, I sort of agree with what you mean. I don't know if I sort of like Antonio Brown. I like his sort of confidence, but I do agree he wants to be the main guy, and maybe that's why he didn't like Pittsburgh. And he would have probably thought in his mind, I'm not going to get any attention in Buffalo. I want to be a Raider in Las Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. I think what he did, there's better ways to leave the Steelers. There's better ways to do it. I think, instead of calling out Big Ben.
Yeah, I hope that in some ways, I sort of hope that what he said about Big Ben is true, because I think if he's lying, then that's so disrespectful and the complete wrong way to go about things. Because that won't only just damage their relationship, but it'll make future players think, do I want to go to the Steelers if this is true, if this is really what Big Ben's like?
Oh god, yeah. I read somewhere that, I think it was on Twitter, that if you speak out against him, you're immediately cut. You're not targeted anymore. You don't get to touch the ball. And if that is true, then
they'll put a lot of people off.
It'll put a lot of people off.
It'll be interesting. That's probably, I think if I had to pick one player now who I'm most interested to see how they do next year, it'll be Antonio Brown in a Raiders jersey.
Yeah, definitely. That stupid hat he wears annoys me on his Instagram. That really annoys me. Just off topic there. That's way too big for his head.
Dodgy haircut as well.
Dodgy
mustache.
He's gone through a
midlife. Yeah.
He's gone through a midlife crisis, hasn't he? That's what it is.
I think he just gets bored.
You reckon? How long has he been at Pittsburgh? Do you know? Was he drafted?
Yeah, he was drafted in Pittsburgh. I'm not sure what year.
I'm gonna have a look. AB. But
yeah, also the Raiders cut Jordy Nelson yesterday, obviously showing, they feel like they don't need him anymore with Antonio Brown there. The Packers legend. Could he come home? Let's hope.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure about all that. What was
I'd like to see him come home.
What were you saying about that billboard?
Oh yeah. So Antonio Brown, I was reading the NFL app before, and I saw he's bought a billboard in Pittsburgh today to say thank you to the fans.
Oh, was it to say thank you?
Yeah, I thought that's such an Antonio Brown way of saying thank you. Let us buy a bill, a tweet. That's not enough. Let us buy a billboard for the whole city to see.
Yeah, let me plaster my face. It's actually, I'm looking at a picture of it now, and it's actually. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it. I'll have a look now as well.
Thank you, Pittsburgh, AB84. Then it's got his signature and a big picture of him up on it.
Oh, so it's not like an actual message. I thought it would have been like an actual message.
It's not. Yeah, thank you for everything you've done, making my career and all that.
That's why I was sort of expecting the tweet or something to come out with him, thanking thanking the Steelers for all that they've done for him, sort of giving them his name.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's an Antonio Brown way of saying bye.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Look at me. I'm leaving.
Thank you, Pittsburgh. AB84. Him smiling there.
Anyway, Antonio Brown, messed up situation. It's going to be interesting.
However, though, if you had to say now, put your neck on the line. Is it going to work? Is it going to not?
What, Brown at the Raiders?
Yeah.
I think him and Carr seem to have a connection. There's that weird video of them constantly hugging.
The house. They've like meeting each other. I saw today, obviously as a Packers fan, I follow Devontae Adams on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I saw he was in Oakland today with both of them practicing just out on an open field.
Players tend to do that though. Like, there's been,
but I think that
Haskins has been training with like Evan Engram and Sterl Shepard, and last season everyone kicked off because Russell Wilson trained with Barkley. Everyone thought
they're just trying to help each other.
Yeah.
I think fans need to realise, although we're fans and we wouldn't play for the rivals, these are players. They don't care. They're old mates at the end of the day.
Yeah, they're mates, yeah. You see them at the Pro Bowl. Like,
exactly.
They're all mates.
But I think Raiders fans especially, that's like the best thing that they could have seen.
Oh, definitely.
Straight away, day one, they're together, practicing, training, getting the roots down.
100%. I've just found out
chemistry up.
The Steelers did draft Brown in 2010.
2010. Oh, so it's his 9th season?
Something like that, yeah. He's a 7-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah, there's no denying his quality. It's just the way that this all happened is what makes it so sort of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And which way could it go?
I think it's weird.
Yeah, so his new contract, just to clarify that, is 3 years for $50.125 million. That's $12 million more than his old contract called for. That's Pittsburgh.
I mean, in wide receivers terms, $12 million isn't a lot of money. I feel if Brown left the Steelers for money, he'd have gone for a higher contract. But I think he just wanted out of that franchise.
I also think the thing with this is, for Brown, it was partially about the money, but that wasn't the overlying issue, which we all sort of got. Because you wanted to play under a new quarterback, you wanted a new team, you wanted a fresh start. He's got all that. So you can't complain anymore.
No, he'll probably still find a way to complain.
Yeah, a few years into Vegas, who knows?
When Derek Carr stops throwing passes, he'll start complaining again.
Right. On to the big one.
No, I've run out of time. I've got to go. There's no time to talk about this one.
The trade that shocked the world. I couldn't, but I generally thought this was a joke when I first read it. I thought it was someone playing a prank on Twitter, but it was true. The New York Giants trade Odell Beckham Jr. to the Cleveland Browns for Jabril Peppers, the number 17 pick in the draft, and then the number 95 pick. As a Giants fan, what's your initial reaction to this? This is my clickbait title. The Giants fans' reaction to the Odell Beckham Jr. trade.
It was coming. It was...
Really? Do you actually think that?
I think it was.
I never saw it coming.
I'd heard rumours that Sherman and Beckham didn't like each other, and there was a number of downs that Beckham didn't play because it was a running play or something like that, or he just didn't suit, and he was kicking off that he wasn't on the field. And I get, because a Giants fan, I've got to love Beckham. Like, he's been incredible for us. Like, those one-handed grabs, especially against the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah, highlights galore.
Like, it's just... And I saw it coming when he was running out of a contract, and then they wasn't sure whether we were going to give him a new contract. And then we gave him a new contract, and then he called out Eli Manning to the press.
Right. Yeah, because what a lot of Giants fans seem to be happy about is last season, after Odell signed a 5-year, $90 million extension in August 2018, Gettleman came out and said, we didn't sign Odell to trade him. Well, it turns out he did.
We did. Like...
So, can you really trust him if he's literally just straight up lying to the old fans?
Well, he used to be Jacksonville's owner, and they got rid of him. And I don't know what to make of Gettleman. Like, he's dead set of getting a new quarterback, but Shermer wants to keep Manning.
That's never what you want, is it? It's a conflict behind the scenes.
Between the head coach and the owner. And
it's never good.
I kind of saw it coming, and I don't know how mad I can be because I really like Baker Mayfield. He seems like a nice guy.
Oh, I love Baker Mayfield.
If Baker Mayfield was a bit more arrogant and a bit more me rather than the nice friendly guy he seems to be, then maybe I'd be a bit annoyed.
I mean, Baker Mayfield, he has that confidence, but I agree with you. I don't think it translates to arrogance.
Oh, he's got confidence, but he's not arrogant.
I know Barkley, and Gio definitely agree with this, deserves to win Rookie of the Year.
Definitely. No matter what James says about... He put the Giants franchise on his back. Darius Leonard.
However, I also think you can't undermine the insane impact that Baker Mayfield has had on the Browns. It is it's ridiculous.
I've never seen
pretty much single-handedly turned around that team.
I've never seen a player go into a franchise and turn it around like he has with the Cleveland Browns.
It reminded me of, I wasn't alive during this, but obviously as a basketball fan, I saw when Allen Iverson went to Philadelphia and just the instant impact that he had. It just reminded us that sort of iconic player. He already looks like he could become someone like that.
What I'm not liking, though, is people going on about this, Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, the LSU connection.
I don't rate Jarvis Landry. I don't think he's a good wide receiver. He's got below-average stats. He's an average wide receiver. Let's say that. He's not bad. He's not good.
I think
there.
I disagree with average because he has been to Pro Bowls in the last few years, but I don't think I would put him in this great wide receiver. I think him and Odell are miles apart.
He had worse receiving stats than Saquon Barkley last season, and
a running back.
To be fair, though, Barkley also had better receiving stats than Larry Fitzgerald, but the Cardinals, that's the Cardinals, and they're a completely different story because they're awful.
So obviously this trade, I guess we'll get the other side first because not many people be talking about this. Obviously, Jabril Peppers coming into the Giants. Are you happy with him?
I wouldn't say
just losing Landon Collins. He's his replacement already.
I get if we just got him. If we just traded for, I'm not happy the fact we traded Beckham for him.
Yeah.
But because we lost Collins, we needed a new safety. We've signed another safety as well from the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, did you?
Last night, yeah.
Oh, I did say that, yeah. I did say that.
I've forgotten his name. Anyway, signed a new safety. So we're definitely improving, but I'm not happy with signing... not happy with signing him for Beckham. We needed to improve that safety since Collins left. But I feel the draft picks we've got are decent. We've got a first round and a third round or something.
Yeah, well, the 17th pick, that's quite a high one, so...
Yeah, we're still going to get a decent player from that.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
it won't be a Beckham.
I mean,
you never know.
You can never say in the future. They could.
They could, but I fear. Who knows?
Yeah, anything could happen. That's the beauty of the NFL.
I think Baker Mayfield's going to have an absolute field day. I think the Cleveland Browns are going to have an absolute amazing season. They're going to be able
top their division.
Oh, definitely. I think they're going to be a real threat for the Super Bowl this season. 100%.
I would like to say that. I think the Browns are going to be very exciting to watch.
The Patriots will still find a way to beat them, knowing them.
Yeah. But, I think the Browns this year could be what Kansas were last year, the sort of new team on the block where everyone starts watching them because they're the exciting boys. You know, they're the team. You know, definitely. If you're watching them, you're in for a good game.
Oh, yeah. I think we're hitting an era of changing of the guards of the NFL, with the Chiefs coming up in the AFC along with the Browns, and the Rams in the NFC, the Rams rising in the West to beat the Seahawks, because the Seahawks always used to dominate that division.
Yeah, I remember watching the Seahawks-Patriots final, Deflategate.
Yeah. Now with the Rams coming up and the Chiefs and the Browns, we're definitely reaching a new era of the NFL.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But the Browns are going to be exciting to watch. They're going to be good for
them. If I was a Cleveland Brown fan at the minute, I wouldn't believe what I was saying.
There's going to be a lot more Cleveland fans showing up, the glory hunters that we get.
Right, so then, if you were, well, actually, when neither of us are Browns fans, we both sort of like the Browns, I would say.
I don't mind them.
So, do you think this will be a success? Like, when I say a success, this is Odell Beckham Jr. Like, for him to be a success for the Browns, for me, he has to have another incredible season. Do you think he will have
that? Maybe this season. I kind of see there might be a bit of getting used to, but who knows? Because Beckham's mates with Mayfield.
Yeah, you can definitely say he's got a better quarterback now, in my opinion, than what he's had for the last few years.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think there might be some growing pains and getting him settled in Cleveland, but after that, because the players they've got aren't going to drop off within the next season or the next 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So I think there might be growing pains this season and then a proper Super Bowl push next season. I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean,
I think they'll make playoffs. Browns will 100% make playoffs.
If they don't make playoffs, I think this whole thing is a failure.
Yeah.
I think it's playoffs or bust now with the players that they have. I mean, not only do they have Odell Beckham now, they also have Kareem Hunt, who they signed.
The best kicker in the league.
Yep, controversial figure, but I'm not going to deny his ability because he was incredible before he got suspended last year. They have Nick Chubb, who's also, once again, class running back. The Jarvis Landry, who I know you don't rate that high, but he is still a good wide receiver.
4 touchdowns last season.
Yeah, and
that's Sterling Shepard's numbers, that.
Yeah. I mean, the Browns' offense is one of the best in the league now. I never thought I would say that, but it is.
I think, along with the Rams, I think they're the biggest dual threat offense.
Yeah.
With the ability to run with Hunt and Gurley, and then throw to Beckham and Cooks.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would agree.
It's going to be a lot of play actions coming through on the Browns.
Yeah, very similar to the Rams were by far the most, I don't know what you'd call it. They use play actions the most out of anyone.
86%, I think, of downs were play actions.
That's crazy for a team.
Like throwing ones.
Yeah,
and the average is something like 65.
Yeah. Yeah, so people are worried about the Giants, particularly for this, because in the past 5 seasons, when he's played, you've gone 25 and 34, which is 42% of your games. And without him, you've gone 6 and 15, which is 28% of your games.
It's just...
Does that worry you? Or do you think that's something you'll get over pretty quickly?
I think it does worry me. It does. The facts. But I think we're there to tank this season. I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
just who knows? Like, who knows what's going through Gettleman's office, what Shermer's thinking. And
I also saw the Giants are still getting into the $20 million signing bonus on Beckham's deal, even though he's traded. And at Cleveland, he signed a 5-year, $77 million deal with $19.5 million guaranteed.
So he's gone for less money, which is part of the reason why I'm not surprised that it happened, because he wanted out.
So
not that he wanted out, but
yeah, I think that proves he's going for a ring, not for the money, which I respect. I do respect that.
Well, you join the NFL to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
it's not like football where you can get the league, you can get the domestic cup, or you can go for the Champions League. It's like there's one goal in the NFL, and that's to make and win a Super Bowl ring. Yeah, they make it to the Super Bowl and then win it.
So you keep going.
It's his best chance, I think, in the coming years to win a Super Bowl at the Browns.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, not even close.
Mm.
But you've pretty much already answered this, but I'll get your opinion on it anyway. Do you think the Browns now have the best wide receiver duo? And if not, which you probably don't, who does?
I think they do.
They do.
Duo.
Yeah.
On average, I think both of them are they're the best. But there is better wide receivers.
There's better wide receivers individually.
Ask me last year, I'd have told you Beckham was the best wide receiver. But duos on average, I think they're the best. Definitely.
Better than the Vikings, or I'm trying to think who else has good wide receiver duos.
Thielen and Diggs.
Yeah.
I think
they've got to be up there.
They're two average receivers.
I like that.
I don't rate Devontae out. I'm joking.
Oh, well.
No. I feel... Who's the other Packers wide receiver? Randall Cobb?
Oh, no, we're getting rid of him. We've got a load of youngsters who we just sort of rotate. We've got Van der Scantlin. We've got DJ Moore. Not DJ Moore. Moore. Moore's his second name.
I feel maybe the only other is the LA Rams wide receivers of Cooks and I've forgotten the second guy.
Cooks and Cup.
Yeah, Cooper Cup and Cooks. I think them two together.
That sounds good as well. Cooper and Cup. No, Cooks and Cup.
Yeah, them two together, especially with Cup coming back.
Yeah, I think, back from injury.
Yeah, back from injury. Sorry, they're gonna be dangerous to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the Browns are putting $30 million of their cap towards Beckham and Landry in 2019, and Mayfield only has a cap hit of $7.4 million. Do you think both of them warrant more than Mayfield, even though Mayfield's obviously still on a rookie contract?
I think the only reason Mayfield's not on a higher contract is because he's a rookie. When he signs his new contract, whether it's with the Browns or with a different team after he's won a Super Bowl with them, he'll be on a lot more money. He'll be on Kirk Cousins' money, but actually worth it.
Yeah, and then I think finally on this subject, I'll say some people are saying, I know that's two different subjects, but I'm reading on ESPN, a lot of people are comparing this to the Amari Cooper sort of trade last season between the Raiders and the Cowboys, saying that this might not damage us because everyone thought that trade was going to ruin the Raiders, but they've got 3 first-rounders, so now they've got Antonio Brown sitting at wide receiver. So do you think you could have a sort of similar situation come this time next year?
I feel in the short term, it does look like a proper weird trade.
Yeah.
Like Amari to trade Khalil Mack.
Shocked everyone, shocked the world.
Yeah. To trade Khalil Mack as well was even odd.
Yeah.
Odder for the Ravens.
Don't like them for doing that.
Send them to the Bears.
Yeah, they could have sent them anywhere else, but no.
But, well, I mean, they sent Amari Cooper into the NFC East. So
true.
The Raiders screwed us both over.
Yep. I feel Raiders actually...
I don't like Raiders. No one support them. I feel it's... In the short term, it's going to hurt the Giants big time. But in the long term, I think we'll be okay.
I think in the short term, this will be good for both of you. I think in the long... Well, actually... In the short term, I think it'll be a bit damaging for you. But I think in the long term, this is a good move for both teams. I think this makes the Browns so attractive to players in the future. They look like a Super Bowl team already, and they're going to continue to look even more of a Super Bowl team as time goes on.
Everyone is going to want to play for the Browns now, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Right. So we're done with that, and now I'm just going to ask you, so far, generally in the off-season, who are your winners, who are your losers?
My winners in this off-season, definitely got to be the Browns. 100% the Browns.
Right.
With trading for literally everyone they can, and they're pulling off some good trades.
Yeah, pulling off trades no one thought they could ever do. John Dorsey deserves a lot of credit.
If you told a Browns fan 2 years ago that they would have Kareem Hunt, a star quarterback, Odell Beckham Jr., and be looking like a playoff team, they'd laugh at you.
Yeah, they would have thought you were joking.
And I think they are the biggest winner of this offseason.
Yeah.
I think another big winner is the Packers.
Oh. I'll give you £5 after.
Cheers, man. Yeah, I'll drop my PayPal.
Why?
The defensive moves you've made are just huge. They're incredible. And to then go to take a Bears player as well. That bragging right.
I would also say good contracts as well.
Good contracts.
Not overpaying anyone, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the Packers are normally quiet.
Yeah, I was saying that on the podcast yesterday. Traditionally, we're such a quiet free agent team.
So to then have this turnaround with McCarthy gone, be spending money in this free agency and solidifying that defense, because everyone knows the Packers for their offense. Yeah, for Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, everyone knows them for that.
Yeah, exactly.
All you need now, I think, is a solid running back, and you're looking like a dangerous team.
I don't want to answer this because I don't want to jinx anything, but I'll ask you, where do you think the Packers will finish in the NFC North?
First or second, I think. I'll
take that.
I think if you get second, though, you won't get playoffs.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I love the signings we've made. I think we need another year to get even better. I don't think playoffs this year. As much as I'd love to be optimistic, it's
you need a running back.
First year. I want to give him time.
Yeah, he needs to get in, implement the system.
Yeah,
give him a bit of time.
I'm excited to see under him a fresh new change. I think we needed that. We just need to freshen everything up. Just sort of come out the old ages of McCarthy and old formats. Just get into the modern NFL.
Yeah, 100%. Once you get a running back in, I know Rodgers is the greatest quarterback.
Once Aaron Jones is fit, I think he's more than good enough to be the star running back for it. It's just, can he stay fit? That's the only doubt everyone has for him.
If you can you've got to keep Rodgers fit as well.
Yeah.
After that knee injury and then him wearing a knee brace for the first half of the season.
I mean, you beat the Browns on one leg. Not the Browns, you beat the Bears on one leg.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah. Well, Cody Parkey beat Cody Parkey.
Yeah, Cody Parkey. Packers legend, Cody Parkey.
You want to buy a T-shirt with or Packers jersey?
I love him. I'll need to get his autograph and everything.
But the biggest disappointments?
Yeah, the losers.
The losers have to be the Steelers and the Giants, I think. Yeah.
I don't think they would disagree with you.
Well, I mean, maybe not the biggest for the Giants because we've been solidifying that defense, but we've released some weird names.
Yeah.
Like Landon Collins, we got nothing from the Redskins for him.
Yeah.
And even if we just put
does seem, I'm guessing it will sting a bit for a rival to get him as well.
Even if we just whacked a small 1-year contract on for $10 million or something, just to get something out of the Redskins, it wouldn't sting as much. But I definitely think the Colts have been a bit quiet, a bit disappointing.
Yeah, I was literally about to say maybe an outside shout for maybe not the losers, but disappointing for the amount of cap that they have. They've made no big moves, none.
I mean, Marlon Mack is a good running back. Like, you can't deny that he destroyed the Texans in that playoff game.
Are you going to say they need a new running back? Because I have heard JJ is going there next week.
Yeah, well, I was thinking before JJ went.
Yeah.
Why didn't they push harder for Le'Veon Bell? They've got the cap space.
They could have afforded him. Yeah.
They've easily got the cap space.
I agree with you. I think
JJ coming back from injury.
Yeah.
Why not? They didn't even look like they were going to go for Bell. They didn't talk to his agent, I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
So they've been a bit disappointing, a bit too quiet for me. I mean, who knows? Tomorrow, there could be absolute massive signings for Ndamukong Suh or anyone.
Justin
really.
Houston,
They could sign
like
Suh
that.
tomorrow.
I predicted Justin Houston going there. I think if they did sign him, that would sort of make up for how quiet they've been so far.
Yeah, I think they've been a bit disappointing for me.
Yeah.
The Cowboys as well. They seem too focused on that old tight end that they're bringing back from retirement.
Jason Witten, yeah.
I think they're too focused on him.
Yeah.
They've been a bit disappointing, but that makes me happy. Knowing that Cowboys fans are suffering it. Well, not just as much as Giants fans. But
yeah, it's a bit of a stretch.
Don't think. It's a bit of a stretch,
They're probably loving it.
Oh, they are. The entire NFC East is absolutely loving the fact that they don't have to face Beckham or Collins.
Yeah.
Actually, well, they do. The Redskins are loving the fact that they don't have to face Collins again.
Yeah, right.
The one thing I am glad about with Beckham, sorry to come back to this, is he's left the NFC. That is one thing. I
didn't even consider that. Yeah,
I'd have been a lot angrier if he'd joined the Eagles or joined the Cowboys.
Sort of.
Or even if he'd gone to just an NFC
team in general.
Whether it's the Seahawks or the Bears or the Vikings or anyone, the fact he's out of the AFC means the only time we're really going to face him where it's going to matter is going to be in the playoffs.
In the Super Bowl, if that was to happen.
Oh, yeah. Even in the Super Bowl.
You would take that.
I'd take that. If it was a Giants-Browns...
That would be a very interesting story.
That would be very interesting.
Yeah, right. I'll ask you one more big question then.
Yeah, no bother.
Trade of the off-season.
Trade of the off-season?
Yep. What do you think in the long term is going to be the best trade?
Beckham to the Browns.
Yeah, I think I would agree.
For both teams, I think in the long term that is the best trade. Because
why for the Giants in particular?
Well, because we'll be shocking this next season. We'll tank and we'll get a good quarterback. We'll get our franchise quarterback.
Yeah. I think there's.
I think that's why it's good for us in the long season. And the Browns have a wide receiver that's going to be around for at least another 6 years. He's at his peak at the minute, so that's better on the short term and the long term. Mayfield is only going to go from strength to strength.
He was already incredible last year.
Oh yeah, and maybe Beckham brings out the old Jarvis Landry to take him from an average receiver,
to Miami
to a good
Jarvis
receiver. Yeah, exactly.
Right then, it's been a pleasure to speak to you, Adam.
Thank you very much for having me.
Please enjoy this podcast. Listen again next time.
Absolutely.
Right. See you later.
See you soon.